Thank you, TED Talk, for having me. Thank you, fans. It's an absolute honor to speak in such a wonderful crowd. Shout out to the man right there. So, today we're gonna talk about why should organ donation be mandatory? People, do you know what an organ is? Okay. According to Merriam-Webster, an organ is a differentiated structure consisting of cells and tissues performing some specific function in an organism. So obviously, it's a scientific fact that we can't live or function completely without having healthy organs. In this world, we have people that are unfortunate when it comes to health. That's why we have this thing called organ donation. So as you can see in the PowerPoint, organ donation, in my own words, is the involuntary or voluntary action willing to donate your organ to help someone who needs a transplant. In addition, according to nativist.com, organ transplantation is a life-saving procedure that has revolutionized modern medicine. However, millions of people are in a long waiting list to receive an organ. Thousands of these patients die every year still waiting for organ transplants. Persistent problems continue to arise. The issue of whether organ donation after death should be mandatory, or at least there should be an option-out system in place based on presumed consent. Thus, the purpose of this speech is to convince you that organ donation should be mandatory. However, I will still state the positive aspects on why organ donation should be not held mandatory. So first, I'm here to explain my side. Organ donation should be mandatory. One reason is that, according to organdonor.gov, one donor can save 8 lives already. Can you see that? 8 lives would be saved with just one donation. With that, you already had a huge and great impact on that person. And according to statistics, 20 people die each day waiting for a transplant. In addition, in 2017, there were a total of 116,000 people who are still in the waiting list for a transplant, and that's only in the US. And here is the graph of all the waiting list in the year 2003 to 2015. So as you can see, the transplants performed and the donors received were totally low, only averaging 40 to 50,000. However, when you see the orange line, you see the people waiting or a transplant is at 80 to 120,000 from 2003 to 2015. So next, if we make an organ donation compulsory, it can increase the number of organ donors. It can speed up the process of transplant and can also contribute to save lives. For example, if one of your parents is unfortunate to have a defective organ, would you donate your organ? So, sorry for those technical difficulties. So going back, would you donate your organ to save your loved one? Because if I were to answer that question, I am willing to donate my organ for my loved one because for the reason that I love my family. So I believe that you will do the same as well. Lastly, it can help reduce the problem of illegal organ trafficking. In some countries, people have their organs extirpated, dead or alive, by gangsters who seek profit selling to people of need of a transplant. So, presenting the opposing side, why should we not make organ donation mandatory, but should be an option out of it? I do not support organ donation being mandatory because it eliminates freedom of choice of the people around the world. As people, we also have rights oh my god. So sorry for that technical difficulties again. So as people, we also have rights to choose our own decisions, including what happens to us even if we are still alive or dead. In addition, some religions do not abide by organ donation. For example, according to donnorecovery.org, Gypsies tend to be against organ donation. Although they have no formal resolution, Their opposition is associated with their belief or reason in their afterlife. Gypsies believe that for 1 year after a person dies, the soul retraces its steps. All parts of the body must remain intact because the soul maintains a physical shape. Another reason is that the cost will be huge. There are a lot of organs in store. The surgeons and doctors would need a lot of equipment. An average organ donation can cost up to $500,000. Excluding the patients to pay, the government is left to pick up with the tab. For example, the US government surges $328 billion in debt, and that debt would just increase if organ donation is mandatory. Lastly, when it comes to my personal experiences, maybe even the donor can be at risk when he or she undergoes an organ donation. So, in conclusion, I believe that organ donation should be mandatory because life is the most precious gift that anyone could have, and we should do what it takes to maintain that. And money is not the stake here. The thing that matters is doing what is right to one another. So, again, thank you TED Talk for having me. Thank you.